Hey everybody, this is Scoots. I make a Sleep With Me podcast, and the stories here at Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me are stories from our main show, Sleep With Me podcast. I only laugh because it's a lot of words, but if you really enjoy these bedtime stories from Sleep With Me, or if you're new, welcome, enjoy them. I hope you enjoy them. I hope they keep you company in the deep dark night, help you fall asleep. But if you really enjoy these stories, the best ways to help them keep it coming is to try out a subscription on Sleep With Me Plus at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, or just let people know about bedtime stories from Sleep With Me. It's new. It's something we've never tested out before. And by sharing it, letting people know about it is a huge way to support it and to let other people know what you like about it. So I really appreciate it. And I'd love to hear from you. If you sign up for Sleep With Me Plus, even for a trial, I'll send you out a video and thanking you, and you can reply right to that video. Or you could always reach me through the contact page on our website. Those messages come straight to me. Thanks so much, and enjoy these bedtime stories from Sleep With Me. Ladies and friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and boysenberries everywhere. Has there ever been, instead of a boy band, are there boysenberry bands? I'm sure there is at Knott's Berry Farm. Here's the free thing. I like Knott's Berry Farm, so I'll give it to you for free, and lifetime, obviously, plus other things we'll discuss off the air. Probably you'll be telling me to, cease and desist what I'm doing. But just in case, I guess it's not super relevant. This may have been better at some other time. But you could, what if you have the Boysenberry Band? If you don't already have that, you say, well, Scoot's boy band and Boysenberry Band, it's just like 2 minutes. And I say, okay. It's just an idea, because if you're confused, if you're as confused as me, you'll be even more confused soon, because I'm going to keep on talking, because it's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. And here's a couple of ways we keep the show going. Hey, everybody, this is Scooter. I make a Sleep With Me podcast, and that's where these stories come from, bedtime stories from Sleep With Me. And I hope they help you fall asleep. If you enjoy these, let people know about the show. Just share it when you share stuff. Hey, I really like these bedtime stories from Sleep With Me. Or you could always support the show on Sleep With Me Plus. That's how we're able to do this. You could sign up at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. You could test out a trial even. But if you value the content we make on Sleep With Me and here at Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me, it's the most powerful way to make sure they're here and available for you now and in the future. And you can always let me know about it. When you sign up for Sleep With Me Plus, I send you a thank you video. You can reply right to that video, or you could get me through the contact page on our website, right at sleepwithmepodcast.com. So thank you so much, and good night. All right, everybody, Scoots here. And we're talking about the season finale of Collection 5, Season 8, was that what I have here? I don't have it here, but I was just realizing that I think this must be the season that, my download failed. I think this must be the season that Peru, I don't need to download it because I can just watch it. But this must be so last season was the first season I covered. The next season, they don't do anything in order. Well, I do, but I just happen not to. But at the start of the next season, they joke about how Peru tweeted who the winner was, I think. I remember saying, what was that joke? And they did a Back to the Future thing. And now I'm realizing that this is probably the season that happened, because it's Prue's first season working on the show, so it's understandable. So, yeah, so let's see. I'm going to get it loaded, but let's run through my notes first. GBB final to open, so it goes straight to the open. Sandy does it, then Sandy does a VO. 3 bakers, 3 challenges. Stephen, Kate, Sophie. Bread dunk on it. Oh, bread is a dark art, 12 small loaves. 3 types of bread, 4 shaped, 4 flavored, 4 alt grain. Good luck. Prue excited. Paul loves bread. Rama Rama. Paul loves bread. Pomona. Well, we'll find out. Calm. Baking merger. Finals dry. Sophie record. Spelt loaves. Ciabattas, brickleys, brioches. I think that is long proof, question mark. Stitched myself up a little bit. Oh, this was a phrase I like. Stitched myself up a little bit. Kate, safe and simple, spelt curry, jaggergore, Sugara, whole body, jaggery. Running in time back, Sophia Stress. Lots of butter, Stephen no holding back, whole roasted garlic, spelt and rye. I love rye bread so much. I don't know about spelt. I probably had it before. Winston, not for Thai. Scouts, Baker baking, Bijou baking. Sister Kate, cut your own hair. Mom and dad. Oh, this is like the kind of family sequences. Mom credit, star baker, more doughs, double in size, get harder, second proof will vary. Spelt flour, don't overwork. Roman army, Kate loves the film Gladiator. Mom, dad, auntie, everything she was into. Kate, school, job, and baking. School, her job, and baking. 3 doughs, 3 tries, and filling it, Sophie. I like it. All that mother's Linda mum. Brilliant, too tall, ballet, too tall. Army goes and gets it. David Bakerd? No, David boyfriend. Can't go to Tesco in my PJs anymore. I haven't been to it. I said, well, I'd love to go to a Tesco in my PJs. It's been a while. At least 15 years since I've been in a Tesco. Probably longer than that. Get it over with. Half weight. This one I've never seen. This might be my worst. Warm enough. I thought I would never get that. It might not even be warm enough, but it looks like, I don't know. I've seen some bad handwriting in my day, but that probably takes it months more complicated. Maths more complicated. Stephen maths. Uniform size and shape. Maximus. Stuart Roman names. Design knots, prove again, 20 minutes ciabatta, prove in bed. Please tell me that, Scoots. What do you want me to say? Prove in bed, prove in bod, prove in bach, prove or bake. Ready or not. Wriggle on now. Nice crust, drop it down. Half hour left. Not enough space, skin of my teeth. One spit in my haste. Is that really what that says? One spit in my haste says, spelt like bricks. Sophie does Kropos, handstand yoga. Kropos is like a yoga handstand kind of. One more stress. Don't drop. I think it's 1 minute. This is what whoopee happens when you rush. Time is up. Storm on floor, said. Stephen on floor, sad. Judgment time. Sophie looks good, impressed. Sounds good, but underproved. Flour, lovely ciabatta naan. Nice structure. Key mushrooms, a great structure. Overworked merchant flour. Enchant flour. Stephen, look different, terrible Constance, smells good, bit tough, need more nectar, underproved, gluey, nice flavor, not beautiful, Done. Beautifully done. Well, very good. Under, perfect. Kate, these are interesting. Needs salt. Paul likes it. Sound all great stardom. Perfect. I like great Storador. Third Avenue, lovely. Third one, lovely. Like curry, divine. Like it very well done. Talking heads, Kate happy, Sophie speechless, Stephen frustrated, not going to change anything. Being frustrated is not going to change anything. That's what Stephen says, I think. 2 levels of precision, Prue. All about the bake. No treble. All about the bass. And no trouble. 10 ginger briskets iced. Prue's pared down recipe. Lace icing, partner. Classic. British bake. Ginger biscuit. Really crisp with a snap. Or crunch. Not too posh. Too dark, two something eggs, 1, 2, stiff dough. Stephen, too much egg, try again. Kate, wet dough, couple of millimeters. Kate can't fit in freezer, human error. 2 hours, 6, 8, 10 by 8 by 8, 10 by 7 oval freehand. New drum oval. Never drawn an oval in my life. I think Steven said that. I said, Steven, you kidding me? Or so whoever said it. I mean, I've never drawn a proper oval in my life. But I mean, I guess I live in a world of ovular logic. So, Noel, little eggs like Mork and Mindy. This was quite I said, wait a second. How old's Noel? Like a Mork and Mindy reference, and then that Kate knew it. So maybe there was like a replay, maybe like there was a Nick at Night in England. Let me know. When was Mork and Mindy re-aired in England? On what channel? Stress on Greer's. Stress on Sizes. Hathaway. 7 minutes. 8 minutes. 5 minutes, all about the bake, mixing icing sugar, back in oven for snap. I think I'm happy. Oh, snap. 1 hour, 6 meters per biscuit. Kate's is too dark. First icing, every yolk, 4.5 minutes per biscuit. Piping and flooding, draw the line. Semi-set, gammy-set. Stephen has surprisingly steady, everyone learning to pipe. Or everyone should learn to pipe. Are you a biscuit who needs icing? Can't be there really. Hand bake neck arms. Oh, it's really hard on the back, neck, and arms. Are you a biscuit who needs icing? I like that. That could be like a poster. Time is up. Stop worrying for nozzles. Stephen, even could be there. Snap, nice, very good ginger. Kate, but they didn't know this, but a couple of, assuming not fused, very difficult, nice crunch, bit dark. Tastes good. Nothing on them. So Kate didn't quite get her icing done. Couple of icing not finished. I'm just interpreting my language afterwards. Sophie, quite neat, big, finished. Looks good. Nice snap. Flaked well. Flooded well. Thicker. Could be Skipper. Who has triumphed? 3 Kate, 2 Sophie, 1 Stephen in first. Double exclamation point. Stephen sighs. Willing that Sophie is a chance. Kate fair eggnog. Bakes walk off. Sheep. Time. Walks in, jackets off. So we'll run through the tape for the first 2 sequences, and then let me get my subtitles on here. Set the speed. And we'll be rolling here. Picture me rolling some dough. Okay, we got the sunshine and we got some grass and some water, then a fast drone shot over some flowers, then the baker's shadows, then, okay, here's the thing. Let's rewind that. Okay, if you're watching on Netflix, 55:40 left in the segment, you might want to slow it down. It got some really good camera work, creative stuff. I won't even tell you. Check it out. Steven's got a nice, I didn't really note people's outfits, but Steven's got a polo type shirt with white and blue stripes. And they do the review of all Steven's wins and tough moments. Huge box at one big tick, the winner. Then Kate's road, rocky. Some things worked, but her creativity, historic inspiration, bold flavors, steady rise, and sensational cake. I don't want to be arrogant. There's two other good bakers in there. Sophie marched through precision, 2-time star baker, but tough time with bread. She dislikes bread. Oh, dark art I've yet to master is bread. Okay, of course, that's what they have to start out with. Signature challenge, Paul and Prue, 12 small loaves, and 3 different types of bread, 4 of loaves shaped, plated, alternative grain, 4 I think, 3 hours. On your marks, get set, bake. Good luck. This is the final. Prue's in blue. Exciting. Paul loves signature. So 12 loaves, 3 different types, 3 different proving times, 3 baking times. It's going to be very easy to get into a muddle. Critical to remain calm. Be confident. Make some baking magic. Hello, Sophie. Okay, spelt loaves, ciabattas, brioche, orange, 2 breads. Brioche is usually overnight, Paul says. Maybe I stitched myself up a little bit, she says. I mean, I guess that would be it. If you stitch yourself up, it'd be hard to get back out. Kate playing it safe, rolling her dough, patting it, and marking it with K for Kate. Roman spelts, coconut kala, chana. Jaggery Gore. It's a sugar, cane sugar type thing, Sandy says. Perked me right up when she tries it. Lovely flavor. She found it on Bold Street in Liverpool, the Jaggery. Rummaging in the shelves. Here's the thing, Sandy says. Steven starts his first proof. Sophie's working on her enriched dough. Steven's working on his second dough, putting the garlic in. And I'm big in roasting garlic, holy cow. So I hear you, Steven. Spelt and rye, chocolate and cinnamon sugar, Winston nut, 3 strands. When I was in Scouts, I wanted that badge. So it's not for a tie, it's for something else. So then we see Steven in a flashback with Katie, his sister, and Judy, his mom, says she loves cooking. He would help in the kitchen. Mom's a big influence for Steve. Katie says she might be surprised at how much she's influenced him. Mom's very proud. He's my star baker. Steven's proving his next dough. He's got his timers on his dough. That's smart. Sophie's working on one of her proofs. Got a budget time. Kate's wiping some perspiration off. Steven's having tea or coffee. And moving on to number 3, the spelt, easy to overwork it. Could end up with chewing gum. Spelt and rye for Steven. Kate's Roman army, olive oil. Lake's gladiator, her dad. Kate at the pyramids. Barry, Kate's dad. Dance school, drama. Martial arts, fishing. Horse riding, brownies. Go-karting. Then baking. Kate's getting her master's. And go full-time job and baking. And it's amazing. 3 doughs, 3 proving times. I'm just going to put another timer on it. Somebody says Kate's working on her peshwari filling with the jaggery. Sophie's working on a mushroom filling. Then we get a christening of Sophie. Linda, Sophie's mom, making her big cakes, ballet. But too tall. Army was surprising, but she puts her heart into it. She goes for it. Incredibly proud. Stuff she comes up with. That's David. She's the best baker in Britain, even from an Irish perspective. He says, can't go to Tesco in my PJs. And then we start filling. Sandy always has, she really makes people feel seen, I think. That's a really good takeaway from me. So even though the tapes always say, take away from Sandy, make people feel seen, really seen, not just make them feel seen, see people and be excited, I guess. And then Noel, casual conversation, like that comes from his humor. Kind of a lot of times comes from what's popping in his head. So now they're talking Roman names. Maybe is Stuart a Roman name? No, we don't think so. Kind of joke. And looking at these knot shapes, plating things, not making skills for Steven, different brioche, cinnamon, sugar, and chocolate chips. Oh, boy. Hello, Steven. Can I have some of that? A couche, which is a bread for dough, and it rises. That's what Sophie's using. 45 minutes left. People are checking the proofs, putting them in the oven, seeing what rised. Got to get a wriggle on now. Steven sighs, expects, all that bread has to go in one oven, too. Only half an hour left. And everybody's checking. Get these babies in the oven. Spelt loaves, scoring. Sophie is, some are misshapen. Kate doesn't even have room in her oven. There's no room at the oven. Skin of my teeth if they're underbaked. Steven sighs. Everybody's standing in the middle, looking at their splits in my haste. No pressure, air bubbles in the ciabatta. Hopefully spelled as in bricks. And that's when Sophie does her yoga pose. I can't even do that. So she's very good at yoga. I can only been trying for like a year to be able to do the crow pose, but still slowly working towards it. Whip them out when they're done. 1 minute remaining. Get them out of the oven. Everybody's faces. This is what happens when you rush, Steven says. They're all split open, but people are putting them on. Time is up, smiling, not happy though. Everything looks, there's Steven on the floor, a little down. And it's judgment time. Sophie's up first. Hello, Sophie. Spelt, I can't, so they go, look good. A little underproved, plated one. Non-bread looks interesting. Spelt ones look interesting. Sounds good. Underproved, underbaked then. Nice flavor, great flavor. Spelt's not the tallest, more of a ciabatta. So Paul cuts it the long way to see the inside. Very mushroomy. You use dried and sauteed? Wow, different textures. Very good. Not a ciabatta, though. He says, great structure. Wow, orange works. Excellent flavor, soft crumb, great texture. Plating's good. Thank you. Everyone smiles. Well, these look different, Stephen. And they don't look the same. They're not consistent. Look awful. Smells good, though. But it's tough. Your dough needed more water. Dry dough splits. And these don't look good either. Underproved. That's why bread's ripped. Let's taste it. Slightly doughy inside. Gluey. Nice flavor. Beautiful artisanal ones with the knots. But you did good with the stuff in the middle. This is very good. Delicious. Chocolate's good. Enough cinnamon. Unapproved, perfect. Thank you. And then Kate, let's see, okay, these look interesting. That's what Prue says, man, beautiful. This is spelt, little rep, nice pattern. You need more salt, though. But Paul says he likes it, so disagreement. Push back, it springs back. Let's have a look at these. That's good sound on this next one. Good structure. Knife drags the dough. Good tension. Texture's perfect and nice and crisp. Get a little flavor. Okay. The filled one. Prue takes a bite. Paul's chewing. Okay, what's he thinking? You can never tell. I'll tell you what I think. Prue says, lovely texture, properly baked, like the curry, like the flaky edge. Paul says, divine taste. Something I might even look at. Overall, well done, Kate. Thanks. Much better than expected. Woo. Yeah, I mean, Sophie says, I could have done it. Thought bread was going to be my undoing, but it's good I'm not starting from behind. Steven says, what's the point? But it's not going to change anything. We see some lambs. Not one, but two levels of baking precision on this one. Prue said it. They laugh. It's all about the bake. No treble. All about the bake. I don't know if that song, I thought that song was popular like 10 or 15 years ago, but, okay, 10 ginger biscuits, powerful snap, perfect thing, half oval, half square, intricately iced, good alliteration there. 2.5 hours, got your market set, bake. Identical ingredients, Bruce pared down recipe. Worries me. I think in Reddit it says don't confer with the other contestants on the recipe. We see Prue's version, they're exquisite, royal icing. Check it out. First pipe, flood the outline, then put a thicker icing for the baubles. It's intricate, difficult to do. You want a crisp or proper biscuit with a snap. Still a wafer. Are you too posh to dunk? You're never too posh to dunk. Darn right. Okay, make ginger biscuits. Steven's hoping to do better. Everybody's trying to figure out how much egg to put in. Stiff dough. Steven has to redo his dough. Muscovado. Awkward. Steven says, try again. Then frozen. And firm it up in the fridge. Just a couple of millimeters. Nice and thin. Kate can't fit hers in the fridge because she's got a bigger sheet. Human error in action. Everybody goes, puts it in the fridge. Stick it in the fridge, as G. Love once said. 8x8, 10x7. That's not 10x7. I'm actually free-handed. Never drawn an oval before in my life. Not very ovally, but close enough. And then Noel says, this is more like an egg to Sophie. Egg-like from Mork and Mindy. Okay, then we're working on it. Needs to be bigger. Going to freeze these, stick them in the oven. Cut them out afterwards. Don't want the outside. It's all about the finesse. Baker's halfway through your ginger biscuits. Get these in the oven. Just bake. Sounds about right. I got 5 minutes. And then they're working on the royal icing, lemon juice. All I can taste is sweet air, did Kate just say? 5 minutes, stuff's coming out of the oven. Different ways to not have browning on the edges, different strategies. Maybe they got to go back in the oven to firm up. Steven's doing them in increments. Got to have a nice snap, nice and thin, couple more minutes. And Steven does one, okay, good snap. Kate's putting them back in the oven. 1 hour left. 6 minutes per biscuit. Pipe the flour pattern. Simple, right? Oh, yeah. Well, no. A bit too dark. I've burned my biscuits, Kate says. And Sandy says, isn't it enjoyable doing this intricate icing? Yeah, 4.5 minutes per biscuit, Kate. She says it took a lot longer. And so Kate has a way more, Kate's behind, I guess. Then they show some flooding and decorating and, people adding the icing. Very soothing watching people ice things. Surprisingly steady. Speed piping. 10 minutes left. Not enough time at all. And, okay, I'm just going to pipe the dots around something. And Noel says, can I help? And she goes, not unless you're a biscuit that needs to be iced. Yeah, and then they're looking messier, so people are getting more and more, and then it's very hard. Back, shoulders, arms, it's a lot of piping. Baker's time's up. Step away from your nozzles. Somebody says they look good, mate. Probably Sophie's, maybe, or maybe Steven's, I don't know. So I go Stevens first, beautifully even. Likewise with the oval, flooding, icing's thin, could have been thinner in order to flood it. Good snap, crisp, and very good ginger biscuit, lovely flavor. Couple issues not finished with Kate's. They aren't the same. Nice crunch. Bit dark, but tastes good, but they're not finished. These are neat, quite big blobs. Biscuits aren't square. They spread in the oven. Still looks a good biscuit. Nice snap. Texture's good. Flavor's good. Flooded, but it lost something. Piping's not blobs. It could have been thicker. But who has triumphed? Third place is Kate. Well, Kate, you didn't finish. Sophie is second place. And consisting of icing's off. And then they weren't all finished. And then Stevenson first. And intricate, tried hard, nice crack and proper biscuit. Steven sighs. Everybody gets up. There's a chance everything tomorrow, but we're going to have to bang on. Fair enough. Kate says came in third. They walk out of the tent. Everyone's kind of starting from the same point. We see the lambs. We see them walk back in. One challenge remains coming in. Who's got two challenges? Their table talk. And Kate on top, and then close to Sophie and Steven. Steven, Sophie, Kate. So this is going to come down to the showstopper for the winner. And maybe you'll win, Noel. Yeah, amazing. Okay, they go up. Everybody's just definitely nervous. Morning. Last ever challenge for 2017. Final showstopper, Paul and Prue, entremet. Sandy, what's entremet? Light, delicate, multi-layered cake served with dessert between courses, 5 elements, sponge, glaze, ganache covering it, decorated the highest of standards, sliced, should hold together perfectly, and all the layers should be visible, 5 hours, any market set bake. So actually pretty clear parameters. It's a mousse cake with the layers, contrasting, complementary flavors. Paul says, yeah, they're probably very nervous, and this is a difficult challenge. Sponge, 1 element. Elements, mousse, bavois, jelly, meringue, maybe. All got to be in use, or whatever, working together. Got to work backwards. How long does it take you got to do a lot of math. Very tricky with the setting. Bruce says, I know all of them could do it. And I hope they do. So we struggle to find a winner. Ode to the Honeybee is what Sophie's doing. Love honey, an incredible. So, chocolate mirror, glaze, entremet, several layers, honey custard, blackberry jelly, orange blossom, hazelnut, lemon, lavender mousse. That one is where Paul is like, lemon and lavender. Well, honeybees love lemon and lavender, so let's just hope there's no stings in the tail. Please get rid of Paul. Sandy says, it's raining outside, 2.5 hours, countdown. Unless they set the layers quick, it won't be firm enough to stack. You got to chill and stack. So it's really like a cake with, I don't know how to describe it. It's got jellies and puddings and stuff type cake. Multitasking is a principle of WAR. So Sophie's Army's training is coming in handy. Kate's doing white chocolate, yuzu, and lychee entremet. Yuzu lemon zest, genoise, coconut daiquoise, bavois, yuzu juice, kind of like lemon and mandarin. Going for a zen cake. What are you going to do if you win? I'll streak through the carnival. First layer custard for Steven, 1 down. Kate's doing like the Japanese flag, I think. Steven's doing 2 halves, so yin and yang, entremet, one without the other. Creme brulee, chocolate mousse, hazelnut, genoise, 14 elements in two halves, a contrast, different glazes. One will be galaxy, and the other one will be frozen velvet. And then Steven has this great thing. Like, he does really have his anchors. Says it was inspired when I was in Sweden, snow on the ground. You could see the galaxy in the sky, the northern lights. So Steven's very good at, like, theme and storytelling, too. A layer of custard, layer of bananas, perfectly set back in the freezer, contrasting textures, a sponge element, light and airy, petite four type of texture. Sophie's going for on one layer. Got to get it as flat as you can in the pan, man. Because if you get it off on one, it's a cumulative effect since there's so many layers. Steven's doing his custard layer. Knew this would take a while. It's going to be a start of show. Halfway through, 2.5 hours left. Lemon curd. Kind of everybody wants a crunch, like a coconut meringue type thing, a honeycomb crushed up, Rice Krispie cake. That's what Sophie's has. Nolik's one of Steven's layers. It says, making me wistful. Frozen inserts. He's cutting it in half, or cutting it in his yin and yang shape, before they can begin assembling. So many processes: mousse, encased in entremet, white chocolate and lavender, white chocolate bavois. Kate says, like, it's very experimental. Kate, and then Prue and Paul are commenting on, like, oh, they're going for that? Well, Sophie's doing this lavender and lemon. I don't know. Paul says, worried about Steven. Chocolate is so dominant. Has he bitten off more than he can chew? Or timing will be his downfall. Is Steven going to finish? Sophie's is complicated. Is Kate going to have the finesse? Sometimes she lacks, Paul says. So they're all running around. Brody's commenting. Sandy says, entremets, final judging, putting it together. Steven's like, this is looking sloppy. Sophie's lemon curd is perfectly flat. I've never seen anything. Caramelized honey. Steven's cutting his, both Kate and Sophie's layers are really flat. Like, it's impressive. And then they put their completed cakes in the freezer before they do the coating. Steven's still assembling. He's making his honeycomb and trying to get everything in the molds. Cocoa butter on acetate, and then the white chocolate. Kate says, maybe that's for the top of her cake. And different honeybees type eggs that Sophie's adding. Half an hour more in the freezer Steven needs. Everybody's working on their decorations. Steven's bagging the stuff to freeze. Kate's working on a dragon fruit for decoration for the top. Steven's like, this is not going to just stay together. Sophie makes this very fancy flower. Steven's doing a breathing exercise. Totally relate, man. Chocolate collar Sophie's working on. Keep calm, Sandy says, Steven, you're going to be okay. Let me wipe your face. Sophie's doing her bees. Steven's still trying to breathe. Kate's entremet is coming out. Sophie's is coming out. And time to work on their mirror glaze. Steven's trying to get his out. And it is holding its shape, but he has to be careful. People are working on their different things, their toppings or whatever. Kate's doing one of those pour toppings where you pour it on and it goes over all the sides. Can't imagine having to clean all this up. Same with Sophie's is like bumblebee colored, but in a marble way. Steven's doing one of his toppings. The galaxy one really does look like a cool. Sophie's chocolate collar breaks. And so she's trying to fix that. And to figure that out, a little frustration. Kate's trying to get hers on her platform. And Steven, she gets hers on. I think she's done. Steven's still working. He gets both of his on there. Not as beautiful as I imagined. Sophie's like, there's cracks in my collar. 1 minute left. She puts her, final decorations are going on. Where are my balls? Because Steven has these like balls that are supposed to go on there. And he's shaking because, he only has 1 minute. Gets his on. Wow, they say, what a relief all over. Hugs. More hugs. Well done. Kisses. But still tentative hugs because, it's not over yet. And Sandy looks both very stressed and excited. Actually, Noah looks a little overwhelmed, too. Then the Bakers all hug each other. Sandy's very emotional because she's just so caring. Then we see the kind of festival, kids rolling on the hills, babies, bakers, butterflies that the dad says. We see Liam. They say, who are you going to work for? Liam's coy at first. Like choosing your favorite kids. Ian wants Steven. Liam says Sophie. Flo says Kate. Tom, I think was that his name, says Steven. Now it's judgment time. Final entremets. Please bring up your showstopper. Sophie goes first. And they say, tell us about it. It's called Old Do a Honeybee. She kind of talks about jelly, caramelized honey custard, white chocolate, lavender mousse, mirror glaze, beautiful, stunning marbling, original, pretty, collar's broken, the honeycomb with the bee, the flower, exceptional, knife just falls through, that's great, Bruce says. Look at that. It's all set. They're not running into each other. The layers, very neat jelly holding together. And they taste it. Bruce, like, this is amazing. Lemon lavender has got to be the new taste. She laughs. Ball slow, chewing, sighs. I love it. Theme of the entremets, honey. It's not overly sweet, though. Jelly has a tartness. Sponge is just right. A little bit of bite that gives the whole thing. Even the lavender and lemon works. Creamy jelly layers, right amount of gelatin, not rubbery, not liquid. Fantastic. Thank you. Sophie says, thank you so much. Noel actually helps clear the table and then gulps a lot of reaction shots of everybody. And there's like a long shot of Sophie taking a drink. Kate goes up, something falls off, one of her butterflies. Tell us about your entremet. White chocolate, bavois, yuzu, coconut, lychee, yuzu zest, white chocolate and yuzu ganache. Unusual. Shiny as a bathroom tile. Mirror finish. Color choice is superb. Knife drops well. Look at that. Wow. Bold, equal. Prue laughs as she's taking a bite. And yuzu flavors sharp and delicious, surprising. Tasting grapefruit, then it's not grapefruit. Lovely. And Paul says, I love the flavor, bavois, citrus. It hits it well. Meringue and coconut. Different flavor, harmonious, lemony, contrasted textures and flavors, really beautiful. Okay, melts in your mouth, sublime. I'd eat it all day. Well done. So she takes hers off. Well done, Kate. Good luck, Stephen. Stephen, bring up your showstopper. His just is not as big as the other ones. It's beautiful. Tell us about your entremet. Hazelnut, raspberry, bananas custard, chocolate mousse, white chocolate on one side, galaxy mirror glaze. What a good glazing. Looks like a shell. Could be a bit more refined. The one side looks unfinished. Let's try the mirror glaze one. They take it out, and unfortunately, it's the layers are not distinctive because of timing. Mirror glaze is not quite set, so the knife took the layers through one another. Paul takes a bite, though. Everybody, we get a bunch of face reaction shots. Prue takes a bite. Paul thinks, love the bananas, love the mousse. If I was to close my eyes and eat it, but it's too many textures. So Prue says, I want to try the other side. You got bleeding layers on this side, too. Hard to distinguish the layers. It's very rich and sweet. I thought you'd be, she says, probably not able to eat a lot of it. You missed a trick, Paul says. Thank you very much, Stephen. So we see sad faces, obviously, from Sophie and Kate, because they're feeling for Stephen. Stephen's in a bit of then we go, Paul and Prue have a huge decision. 3 bakers came into showstopper even. So is this difficult? Well, it's precision. You get exceptional from Sophie. Kate's was gorgeous flavors. Stephen's was a little bit let down. Not as good as the other 2. 10 weeks of amazing memory, Sandy says, and it comes down to this. I don't think it's an easy decision. Came in here thinking I knew I was going to win. I don't know. Is somebody changing my mind? There's a lot of people out there. You tell them. Then the bakers come out with their cakes. They get to join their family and friends. Everybody claps. There's hugs, nerves, proud, pleased. Kate and Stephen are my friends now. Sophie says, Kate says, whoever wins will deserve it. Stephen hugs his mom. Nah, I haven't let go of the dream of winning, but I clawed it back halfway through. Sit down. Stephen sighs. He turns his head, and they'll do a long shot on him. Sandy and Noel come out and with flowers. And let's see. Let's run through my notes, though, before we get to the winner, right? Okay. Let's see this. So bakers walk in, jacked off. Paul and Prue, who wins showstopper, wins. You win, Noel. Nervous faces, morning baker. Chaps, 2017. Entremet, multi-layer cake. Recent Betterverse covers. Each layer withstands shrugs. Sand mousse chafe cake. Sponge 1 entremet mousse. Bavois jelly. Magazine work blanches. Work backwards. Very tricky. So impressed. We struggle to choose a winner. Sophie, honey. Ode to honeybee. Honey custard. Harmonizes well, Paul. No sting. Rainy day. Stephen, 2.5 to freeze it. Consistent your entremet. Stephen custard first. Sophie, jobs on the get. Concurrent activity. That's like the military word for multitasking. And where she's skilled. Kate, lychee jelly, first of color in mother, Japanese flag, yuzu juice, you look calm, make naked cartwheel, Stephen custard, Stephen yin yang, caramel, banana brulee, tiara halves, 2 halves, Sweden snow on ground, galaxy, mild away. Set 3 layers on more. Contrasting textures, Genoise, light and airy. Sophie, petite 4 level. Stephen, last layer of custard. Star of show, 2.5 hours. Element of crunch. Stephen making a honeycomb. Sophie, Rice Krispie cake. Perfect mousse to encase entire cake. Paul and Prue talk, lavender and lemon. Prue worried about Stephen more than he can chew. Is Stephen going to finish? Finesse, Kate, finesse she lacks. Everyone assemble to get again. Stephen a bit too sloppy. 10 minutes save. Sophie, bulge layers look. Good into freezer. Stephen behind. Sophie, honey cauldron, honeycomb. Kate, cocoa butter. Sophie making bee stripes. 1 hour left. Nice shine. Freezer dryer. Fruit, dragon fruits. Stephen, so soft, not going to bliss. He tries to breathe 4 to 5 times. Great job, Stephen. I mean, I gotta say, I'm breathing. And good self-care. Sandy tries to help him. Sophie makes bees. Stephen, star, carry on. Sophie set fine. Kate mirror glazes. Honey, jelly that sponge. Butter, work as well, not rushing. Talk fantastic. Faces off experience. Stephen stunned. Long sequence. Sophie drinks nervous. It was a really long shot of Sophie drinking water with a nervous look. Kate, Uzu, Wild Chalet, unusual, beautiful color. Subliminal, look at that, wow. Big, bold, equal, sharp, delicious, lowly, love of flavor combinations. Centimeter hits coconut jelly, melts in mouth, well done. Stephen, glowing, but it could be simpler. Layers upset me comes down to timing. Glaze is not set. Love bananas and mousse. Layers kind of leak into one another too much. Rich and sweet, sad faces. You missed a trick here. Outside table talk. Sophie away. Kate flavors. Stephen a little down. Let half dance, 10 weeks of around moments. Outside, cheers for bakers, hugs, nerves. Stephen, music and tears, judges, host with flowers. Big round of applause, holding hands. Sandy gets to announce the winner. One champion, winner is Sophie. She is a stunned face, hugs, piano music. She hugs her playdar. She hugs her plate. She gets a plate as a trophy. Stephen puts it all in perspective. Pretty mega. Checks in. So let's go to the tape for this last sequence. 3 finalists step forward. Noel's leading the way. Paul's holding I don't think it's a plate. I think it's like a cake stand. They hold hands. All right, lads, or something. Good luck. Huge honor. I'm going to cry, Sandy says. With a huge honor announcing the winner. There can only be one champion. And the winner is Sophie. And we get a long shot of everybody's faces first and breathing before she says it. Cheering, applauding. Stephen hugs her first. We see her boyfriend's belly because his sweatshirt pulls up when he puts his hands above his head and cheers. There's more hugs with everybody. And Bruce says, you deserve it. Looks like Sophie's dad. She hugs her cake stand. What is that called? Cake plate. Hasn't sunk in. Not quite yet. Well done. Sandy's so proud. Oh, my goodness. Paul says I was a little emotional. Sandy got emotional, but I pretended it was wind in my eye. Well done. Huge learning curve. That entremet on the final bake, I was shocked about the standard. Sophie's calm. Hopefully this gives her even more confidence. I'm proud of her. Proud of all of them, Bruce says. Done well. Kate says, I lost to a brilliant baker. Fair play. Proud of you. And then Stephen, this is great. I think he maybe has one more piece of grace. Says Sophie can appear quite tough, but she's soft inside. Tom, scared as Kate and I were, I saw vulnerability. She puts her heart and soul into this, as we all have, and she puts her heart and soul into it, and she earned it. She really earned it. She says, I'm going to keep pinching myself. Maybe this is my calling. Never dared to think about it till I was here. Met some brilliant people, got to the final. It's beyond anything I could have dreamed of. She holds it above her head. What a privilege. Yeah, it's pretty mega. Everybody cheers and applause. She stands, big kiss from her boyfriend, and they fade. Since this year, this is the recap. Peter's developing a baking blog with coconut recipes. Chris has gotten fortune cookies down. Tom is training for the London Marathon and hoping he can prove that he can do something in a reasonable time. James is doing an artisan tour of Essex and going to say hi to Peter. Julia and Yan went on a road trip to visit Flo in Liverpool. They did karaoke in the car. Liam's his final year of university. He's writing a bang dissertation on the drama of baking. Stacy's pink session has reached new levels. Full-time job masters and her hobbies. Kate is going for a black belt in karate. And Stephen and Sophie are friends, best baking friends forever. They meet when they can. They had substance and style, little thing, hashtags. They meet. They're planning on going on holiday together to Scandinavia to visit bakeries and see the northern lights. And that is how our season ends, everybody. What a great season. Once again, great people to root for, great, very calming. So, yeah, that's the end of Great British Baking you off to sleep. I'll tuck you in. I don't think you want to be tucked in a bavois, but it sounds like something you say, let me tuck. Is that like a duvet? Of course it is. Good night. All right, I want to thank everybody that reviewed the show on Apple Podcasts recently. I want to thank Shorty Bay 30 from Canada who said very good. And they made some sort of emoji-based design that I can't. So let me know what it says or means, because like it's a bunch of squares, in orange, black, red, and yellow. And who else we got here? We got Anthony, who is in Australia. They had recently hurt their wrist, which is making them have trouble sleep. So hopefully we're helping you sleep, Anthony. Riley has been having sleep issues this year, and the podcast is helping. Anthony also said that Anthony checked out Sleep Whispers. Thank you, Anthony. And this is a long review, but it's a good one. So I'm going to read through it or paraphrase it probably incorrectly. So I apologize to Angsty, who said the podcast is like perfect souffle. If you're looking for a podcast to fill in the empty sound while I drift off, this is the perfect thing for you. Warm, welcoming. Take it to someone who's listened to the show a few years. Usually I'm playing my rhythm games. I enjoy listening to some background voices. Any other podcast is loud and distracting, but I find myself listening to this one when I need to focus on mundane tasks. Beside that, the ads aren't jarring. The tone of his voice doesn't change much, and they're quick. It's a top-notch show. On a more personal note, I'm generally surprised how many mixed reviews this podcast has. The whole purpose of the podcast is to help you go to bed and keep you company. I don't understand why people give Scoots flack for doing his job or doing his job. But that's just how I see it, though. Anyway, keep up your work. I hope you're part of the millions of bedtime routines. Paris has said, makes my fears go away. Only thing that works. They're from Canada. And, you know, they used to have a lot of trouble in the night with FEAR. And the second I hear Scooter's voice, I can relax and not be scared every night. Thank you. Start to get to the sea they said, thanks. Usually sleep used to take me 5 or 6 hours. Now it takes a few minutes. And that's everybody that reviewed the show recently. I really appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to support the show with your actions. You know, that's how people Sleep With Me comes out twice a week for free, is people that support the sponsors or support the show directly on Patreon. And we're able to be here on a regular basis because of all of you. We grow this podcast by people spreading the word about the show specifically, like part of our referral program, sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer, but also just sharing the word about podcasting really helps the podcast and podcasting as a whole. And it really helps you. You know, you can help somebody. And like, there's a lot of people that say, why would I listen to a podcast? Or, oh, I listen to the radio. Or, oh, I don't need any podcasts. And I don't know if they necessarily realize how many podcasts and podcast genres there are. And that there's so much quality audio content they could listen to while they're out on a walk or on a drive or on a run, doing chores. So introduce them to some podcasts or just talk about them in a promotion by attraction or whatever it is. and it'll help everybody. So anyway, thanks so much. Here's some Tuck You In sponsors. That's how we've been able to get over 400 episodes in the free feed. Thanks.